Man, another day walking, another day vlogging. What? So this is another video I wanted to do. So basically what I'm gonna talk about in this one, so it's been about 7 months post-divorce. So I stopped for a while as far as doing YouTube and stuff like that. I had to handle the whole divorce situation, and I mean, I'm still going through it now. It's lasted way longer than what I definitely anticipated. The house goes up for sale within about a week or two. You know, we're still rocking and rolling. But man, you know, sometimes we're working on our goals and dreams and stuff like that, and what happens is that, you know, we want things to go a certain way, and sometimes they don't go as planned. And I mean, sometimes that kind of stuff happens. But man, it's been better than what I thought. That's what I would say. I think my biggest fear for me was always to get married and then get divorced. That was actually one of my biggest fears. And man, it didn't. Things have went better than what I thought they were gonna be. That's what I will say. And it's been quite interesting as far as, you know, that's concerned. And sometimes stuff like that happens. But man, it's, you know, sometimes we don't want the worst thing to happen to us, and then the worst thing happens, and then what you end up realizing is that, man, it might be the best thing that ever happened to you. Yeah. So with that being said, you know, I think marriage might be for some people, and I really thought marriage was for me based on my parents. My parents were married for a little over 20 years, and I thought it was a good marriage. They really did. They got along and everything and stuff like that. And so my dad died. And certain people, you know, they want to get married and stuff. But post-divorce, how is it? I would say the first 3 months, 4 months, somewhere right around there, it can be difficult and it could be hard. And then after that, once you start to get to around, I would say 6 or 7 months. Right now I'm about like 7 months, almost going into like 8 months. It's not as bad as what I thought it was gonna be. And I say that to people who ask me about it all the time, you know. The amount of free time now that I have now is crazy, because I don't have to ask somebody else what do they want to do, where do they want to be, different things like that. I think it's just some kids over there with the noise and stuff. And what I've come to realize is that my relationships with my friends has gotten a whole lot better too. So sometimes before, what used to happen is like, you know, you gotta almost ask for permission to go hang out with your friends. And now, I don't ask nobody for permission, period. I just don't. I'm just like, hey, y'all busy? No, they not busy. And we just go out. Me and my friends, we go out, we get something to eat, we hang out, we go different places. We might go to a bar, we might go to the movies. There's lots of different things. We might just kick back and chill, watch TV, sometimes just talk on the phone. Sometimes we just do different things. And I mean, it's been an amazing experience, I would say, overall. Do you have your hard times at the beginning? Yes, there are gonna be days at the beginning when you get divorced where you might be crying, and sometimes you may feel like, man, I wanna end it all right now. And that kind of stuff does happen. You definitely just gotta keep having faith and just keep on. Just staying on track, making sure that you're writing down your goals and looking at all the positive things in your life instead of looking at the negative. Because I think the more that you start to focus on the negative things, it can have a major impact on your life. And it's crazy, the effects that we have on one another and ourselves if we continue to sit there and just focus on all these negative things. And for me, I'm just always focused on a lot of different things. So at the beginning, it's a tough thing, you know, at the beginning, because you're still trying to find your way and you have an idea. Like, was I expecting to get divorced? I wasn't surprised that my ex-wife filed. I'll tell you that much. I was just shocked at the timing. That's it. So was I prepared overall as a whole? I thought about it. And it wasn't something that just like, wow, you know, hey, I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting it. It's just a matter of when it might happen. And I knew it could happen, so I was always prepared just in case I needed to take action. And You know, sometimes people decide they just don't want to be with you anymore. And the best advice I've ever gotten in my whole entire life, and I will go to my grave saying this, Wooly Payne III, my dad told me, son, and this is back in high school. You know, I'm dating different women and stuff like that, going on dates. You know, you get your heart broke, you in high school. And my dad told me, he said, son, if a woman don't want to be with you, you know, don't beg her, don't fight for her, don't do nothing. Just let her go. And man, he was right. Absolutely, he was right. Because after that, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, Dad. Went on some dates and stuff like that back in high school. You know, you go on college, you go on dates and stuff like that. Sometimes you beg people back. You want to be with them and different stuff like that. But man, when I got married, and then the person's like, hey, I don't want to be with you. And then you tell them, hey, we need to try to work it out still. Let's try to do this. And then they say they don't want to do it. You look at them and you smile. I would say, okay. Because, hey, remember, at the end of the day, no matter how the situation turns out, you want to make sure you always make sure that you gave it your all. Yeah, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes. Other people are not perfect. They make a lot of mistakes too. But the most important thing is that you want to make sure that she's just trying to do the right thing. And it's just important that you try to do the right thing and be the best version of yourself. Sometimes we just harp on all these negative things instead of just being positive about stuff and just looking at the positive outlook. Should you look at the negative? Yes. Should you focus on it? No. You shouldn't. And that's just the way things are. And then as far as my kids, like, wow. I was so concerned about my relationship with my kids. And that was a big thing for me, is like, how is my relationship going to be with my kids? And I can tell you that my relationship with my kids before, it wasn't bad at all. It was good. It was just good. Nothing wrong, because you're living under one roof. You got a mom and a dad. Like, I'm the father, she's the mother of my kids. But then you start to get a different perspective of how things are when you're not together. And my relationship with my boys has gotten a whole lot better. And you might be saying, well, how could your relationship get better if y'all aren't together? Just think about it. I'm not dealing with the other person. Only thing you gotta coordinate is, are you gonna drop them off this day? Are you gonna pay for this? Who's paying for that? Who's doing what? That's it. They ain't living with you no more. So you get to make up your own rules. You get to do what you want to do with your kids, and you get to take them where you want to go. You don't need to ask for nobody's approval. You don't need to ask for nobody's opinion. You get to do what you want to do as a parent. Period. Point blank. And man, that has been an amazing experience, because I always thought the whole two-parent household, and don't get me wrong, I definitely 100% I agree with the two-parent household. So don't take that the wrong way. But for me, I have so much more freedom. I hang out with my friends. I go to work. I work on these YouTube videos to show y'all. And I just enjoy life. I volunteer. I'm less stressed out. I don't have to worry about, is somebody out there trying to get me, that I'm married to? Are they trying to take my money? Are they cheating on me? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? And the stress is gone way down. And I'm not going to sit up here and boast and brag and act like, oh, I wasn't hurt. In the beginning, it hurts, like the first 3 or 4 months. But one of the things that helped me in the way beginning of my case, my divorce case, is that I started going to counseling immediately when the counseling. Because keep in mind, I'm about 7-8 months in post-divorce, but I've been going to counseling for a little over a year. And that just goes to show you, yeah, after a while when you get the divorce finalized, that's one thing. But when you're putting in the paperwork, I was already going to counseling during that time. I didn't wait. And you're probably going to say, well, why wouldn't I wait? And the reason being is because when my dad died, I never went to counseling except for one time. And I always promised myself I would never, ever do that ever again, because I just fell apart. And keep in mind, I mean, it's no excuse, but I was in my 20s and now I'm much more mature, I'm much more older, and I'm much more wiser. So you have to look at it in that aspect. And I made myself a promise, and it's just a promise I made to myself way before I even got married, is that no matter what, if there was any type of situation, that I would always get help. And that's what I did. And keep in mind, the counselor that I have right now, this is my 3rd or 4th counselor. So then, once I got to like my 4th counselor now, I mean, she's been phenomenal. Because the first couple of months, when you're looking at your 3-4 months into it, you're still trying to find your way. You're still trying to figure out what to do. But the fact of the matter is that you don't know necessarily what to do, but you're trying to get the proper help that you want. So once I did that, and I started talking to her, I mean, she's giving me a lot of advice. But one of the best advice my counselors told me was about the work-life balance. Work-life balance was a game changer. Game changer for me. Now I have time set aside for my friends. I got time set aside where I go on dates. I got time set aside for my kids. I got time set aside for YouTube. I got time set aside for podcasts. I got time set aside for everything. I got time set aside, I talk to my mom. Time set aside for every single thing that I do. And I look to see how much time am I spending on this. I got time set aside that I'm working on improving myself. Time set aside listening to audiobooks. Go to work. And there's so many different things that I'm doing all the time, just trying to improve them better. And that's what it's all about. What are you doing to improve yourself? Are you harping on the negative things? Or are you saying, you know what? It didn't turn out the way that I thought it was gonna go, but I'm gonna do every single thing that I can do to become the best version of myself. And that's what I've done. Does it get hard at times? Yes. Does it get lonely at times? Yes. Because guess what? I'm human, just like you. And that's the thing. No matter what the situation is, we all got problems. We all have issues. And that's what you want to do. Just focus on being the best you. That's the main thing. So this is 8 months post-divorce. You already know I'm coming back at you with some more videos. I got the free time now. I don't got to worry about no more of these issues and stuff like that. And let's go get it. I mean, that's just the way it is. So you already know I'm going to holler at y'all later. I'm going to pop in another video within the next day or so. We're going to keep it coming. What I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to do 3 videos a week. About 2-3 videos. Keep y'all posted. And that's it. Peace.